Hey everyone, One Big Boss here, and as you can tell by the title of the video that you clicked on, we are back to another episode of New to Retro Review. Today, the movie review, and we're reviewing Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2022. This is kind of a reboot, sequel, alternate universe type movie thing. It's really hard to gauge what I feel that this movie is classified as, but to be honest, this movie is really good. I'm going to tell you guys right now, stop watching this review and go watch this movie. It is, if you're a Disney fan, if you're a fan of the Rescue Rangers like I am, and if you've got kids and you grew up with this stuff, this is actually a good movie for them to watch. You've all heard me talk over the past in reviews and on my live streams about how a lot of things when it comes to reboots or old franchises getting another chance in the newer media of today, how people in charge don't understand the source material, they're just doing it for a quick buck. And well, to be honest, that's every Disney live-action movie that's come out in the last couple of years, honestly. But this was done right. If you loved movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, or you just love Disney characters in general, or anything that has to do with pop culture, this movie's for you. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. This movie does it all and does it well. Now, the plot to this movie, it's nothing really super special, and in fact, it kind of threw me off about this. Because I saw the trailer for it once, and I was kind of just like, about it. Like, I just saw it, and I was like, I don't think this is going to do good. And I honestly forgot what the trailer was going. I forgot about a lot of the things of what this movie was about. But going in and watching it like I did, eventually we did see what this movie was. And it starts off with Chip and Dale as kids. They actually met as kids in school, and Dale was the new kid, and he didn't really fit in because of joking. He was trying to be like a kind of a class clown. And everybody thought he was like weird and stuff. And then Chip came along and became friends. And from that, they became friends and they ended up going to Hollywood. And they formed the Rescue Rangers TV show. Yeah, that's the weird thing about this movie, right? Is that the Rescue Rangers we know from our childhood, not the same Rescue Rangers we know now today. Because Rescue Rangers in this movie was a TV show. They were all actors. And I kind of like that switch. I feel that like Rescue Rangers is one of those things that like you can kind of reboot or retool to work in like a modern era like they did. I mean, I think DuckTales 2017 did that very well. I mean, it followed a lot of the comic stuff. And I think that the Darkwing Duck reboot did it phenomenally for what we got so far. And I know we're supposed to still be getting a Darkwing Duck TV show at some point. But yeah, it worked out really well for them in this. And the movie never takes itself seriously, right? It's never a serious movie. The plot is not that big. A bunch of tunes go missing, and one of them is the friends of Chip and Dale. It's Monterey Jack, and this was such a great... I loved how they portrayed his character. It's been a little bit more later. And the two of them set off throughout the world of Hollywood and like, where everybody just lives together. I mean, you literally see Roger Rabbit, and you see characters from all kinds of Disney movies and other media and Marvel. It's kind of awesome. And, well, the big one that's setting the internet on fire right now is Ugly Sonic. They took something so hated, and I don't know how Disney got the rights to do this. This is the kind of crazy thing about this, is that Disney somehow got the rights to Ugly Sonic in this. They must have talked to Sega, Paramount, or I think it was the Paramount or Sony or something. Either way, Ugly Sonic is here, and much like Dale at this point, Dale is going to conventions to earn money and everything, to capitalize on the fame he had back in the 90s as part of the Rescue Rangers. And Ugly Sonic is there, and it sounds like he's bullshitting his way through like what he's got planned and his massive comebacks, and I lost my collective shit seeing it, because somehow they made it work! As hate as that was, and how much they forced the change. You know, when we pretty much bullied a movie company to change Sonic the Hedgehog to look more like his gaming counterpart, they made Ugly Sonic work in this. And if there's a sequel to this, I want to see more of the Ugly Sonic. At this point, give him a spin-off of his own. Like, it's so crazy. It really is crazy. That's like one of the biggest cameos in the movie right there. There's a lot of other ones too. And the voice acting and the actors that they brought in for this is actually pretty stellar. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of John Mulaney's comedy, and I'm not really a fan of Andy Samberg's comedy at all, but to be honest, they really did a great job portraying these legendary characters. And the great thing about it is, too, all the original voice actors from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the cartoon show, actually do appear in this movie in voice form, some way, shape, or form. And that's really awesome that they did that. And, you know, Tress MacNeille comes back to voice Gadget, and she also voices, what was it? I think, Dale? No, Chip. Chip is, who Tress voiced back in the day. And Corey Burton is Dale from the old days. And Corey Burton also came back to do Dale and Dipper as well. But the one thing that I thought was eventually they do see Monterey Jack again. And I love, again, I'm going to talk about this now. I said I would. I love the fact that in this movie, Monterey Jack is a down and out actor, it looks like, and he's like hooked on drugs. But the drugs are cheese, because you remember in the old days, cheese was Monterey Jack's thing. But now they just kind of made it seem like, you know, like a lot, what happens to a lot of actors, they get addicted to drugs, they get in over their head, they owe money to people. That's exactly what this is. And then, you know, he ends up getting kidnapped and ends up making, happening a lot of the tunes, the bootlegging of tunes. So they make bootleg tunes and send them overseas and do horrible things to them. I mean, something horrible kind of happened to Flounder in this movie too. It's actually kind of dark, some of the things that happen in this characters. And I love it. I probably shouldn't, but it's great. Yeah, no, it's really cool. And eventually there's another character that gets brought in, a live action character, played by Kiki Lane. And she does a good job. They don't focus on her character like too much, and I think that's like one of the best things you can do is not focus on characters in a series that's clearly about guy characters, and they did that very well here. And you know, there's something about her a little bit. They start like alluding to things, and then she has a really cranky captain who has a mustache, and he's voiced by J.K. Simmons. Can we just have him play all like the mustache characters out there, because he fits in pretty much everything he does. It was, again, great to see him come back. But the thing about Monterey Jack was that I noticed after a while, I'm like, voice sounds different. That doesn't sound right. And it turns out that it's Eric Bana who actually voices him in this movie, which isn't bad. I think he does a great job, but Monterey's not really in the movie that much. And I always thought it was kind of weird that they did that they didn't really give him his old voice actor, because his original voice actor for the first 2 seasons of Rescue Rangers was Prime himself, Peter Cullen, and he did an amazing job as him back then. And then Jim Cummings took over, I believe in like season 3 of Rescue Rangers. And it's strange because Jim Cummings is in this movie. He plays Fat Cat. Fat Cat kind of has like a somewhat cameo in this, and he's appeared in other parts of the movie. And Jim Cummings also voices Darkwing Duck. Why not have him voice Monterey Jack? Again, like it's not like Jack was in the movie that long, because Tress voices Gadget, and she's not in the movie. She's almost in the movie for as long as Monty is, I feel. So, again, a little strange, given that the guy was here. But again, the voice cast and everybody that they chose to be someone in here was great. The cameos were fantastic. We literally got Tigra from Avengers United We Stand. It was and I know not a lot of people remember that cartoon show. It was very ill-fated. I think it only lasted like 13 seasons back in the day. Kind of like the West Coast Avengers. Scarlet Witch, Vision, Hawkeye, and she was in the movie. Again, Ugly Sonic was here. It was great. Peter Pan in this movie, it was kind of heartbreaking to see what happened to him. Because again, it's kind of like a tale of what happens to children in Hollywood. So I do actually feel bad for the character, and also Peter Pan is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. So, you know, what they did with his character, I think was actually pretty brilliant. I think it was really brilliant what they did with his character. But, you know, they got Baloo from Tailspin. There's, you know, again, Roger Rabbit is in this. You've got David Tennant in here as DuckTales, you know, Scrooge McDuck. Literally have Alan Oppenheimer, who's still alive and kicking. I think like he's in his 90s right now. Skeletor. Seth Rogen played 4 characters from various CGI movies that he's been in. There's one part where all 4 of them meet, and that Seth Rogen laugh starts coming out, and it's honestly hilarious. But the gamer in me loved this one big moment where you see Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers on the NES. You actually see it on the NES like you see like a Nintendo system, you see the box, everything, the cartridge, and I lost my mind because I loved playing Rescue Rangers back in the day. I absolutely phenomenal. It was such a great game back then, and just seeing like Nintendo represented like that in this was great. I totally forgot about this. I totally forgot that this was his thing. They showed Randy Marsh in this movie from South Park. I don't know how they did that, but he was there. He was more of a cameo. He didn't say anything. He was in like a bathhouse with like I think it was like pigs and everything. But again, I feel like I am fanboying a little bit about this movie because I love the Rescue Rangers. I've loved them ever since I was a kid. They were always one of my favorite Disney afternoon shows to watch. Right, like DuckTales is like number one for me. Darkwing Duck, but this movie I feel did a lot to pay homage to the original Ranger show that we grew up as kids, and something that we can enjoy as kids with our kids, or just enjoy as adults, because they didn't really dumb this down at all. This movie gets in some parts, and a lot of the moments are great in it, and I feel, and I've talked about this a lot on live streams and on Twitter, but I feel a lot of the shows that are out now, I would personally never let my kids watch because of how dumbed down they are. Like, they are just dumb, stupid shows. And yeah, we had some of those in the 90s. This movie really just made it feel like they gave a damn. And I wish Disney could do this with their other live-action adaptation, because clearly they understood what to do with this. But for all the other ones that have come out, they've all been terrible. They really have been. Nobody has liked them. I mean, people didn't praised it all at first because it's Disney. People started to wake up. They went back and rewatched it and realized, wow, these movies are good. Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers doesn't have that problem. And there's a lot of throwbacks to the cartoons. And again, of stellar voice cast and actors. I think it was properly paced. I think that, for not really having a lot of twists and turns in it, because you kind of figure out the movie as you're going. It's just a lot of nice nostalgia. And I think in a world that we live in now where everything's kind of crappy, I think a movie like this is exactly what. So, again, I have minor gripes with this movie, but it's such a good film, and I want you guys to go out and watch it. If you have kids, if you're dating somebody, this is a perfect date night movie. It really is worth watching. I guarantee you guys, you are not going to hate this any way, shape, or form. So if you get the chance within a couple days or over the weekend after seeing, or if you listen to me at the beginning and just went and watched the damn movie, you're going to love it. I guarantee it. So that being said, please thumbs up and subscribe because it's free. And this day and age, and good thing. As always, everybody, thank you for watching. I'm One Big Boss, and I'll see you all next time. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching this video. If you can give it a like and a share, that'd help my channel out big time. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter where I'm most active, links down below in the description. Also, make sure you click the bell to get notified when new videos are posted and when I go live for streams here on the channel, which I do regularly. If you want to become a Patreon and help me out, you get cool perks just for joining, such as early access to reviews and monthly hangouts on my Discord with me. Many thanks again, guys. Greatly appreciate it.